123 blocks are an old machinist tool that became very popular among woodworkers, especially in the last few years. A quick search will reveal dozens of YouTubers promoting these things. But why? I don't mean why are they promoting them? They're legitimately a great shop accessory, but why right now? How did an idea that's been around for well over 100 years suddenly become all the rage on YouTube? Money, plain and simple. That's right, in this video, I'm going to blow the lid off the whole thing and we're going to bring the big block cartel to its knees. I don't know if you know this, but YouTubers make money off videos. Now they do that in a lot of ways. If you want to learn more about some of the seedy stuff that goes on behind the scenes, even at some of your favorite channels, go over to stumpynubs.com and subscribe to the newsletter. I'm just saying. But for now, I want to focus on the 123 blocks. You see, every time someone makes a video about these things, they make money. How? Well, first of all, it's a popular subject. It's going to draw a lot of views. Look at this clown. His video from 6 years ago got 1 million views. Views, of course, equal ad revenue. But when viewers see how useful 123 blocks are, they want to buy them. So schmucks like this guy, who doesn't even have a beard, put Amazon links below their videos so it's easier for folks like you to find affordable 123 blocks that don't cost a couple $100. But what you may not know, even though he states it right here, is Mr. Moneybags is making tens of cents off your purchase. That's right, kickbacks straight from Big Block. But the conspiracy goes even deeper. Not only is Amazon showering everyone in pennies, but the real backers of the 123 block agenda are the Chinese. That's right. Scientists from the Far East have been spending years reverse engineering one of our greatest technologies, the steel rectangle. You see, 123 blocks are precisely machined so that they are twice as wide as they are thick and 3 times as long as they are thick. It's a ratio of 1:3. For example, this one is 1 inch thick, 2 inches wide, and 3 inches long. They also make metric versions that are 25, 50, and 75 millimeters. All the same 1:3 ratio. I bet that's where they get the name. Well, this makes them useful as setup tools. For example, you could use a pair to precisely and repeatedly set up a table saw fence at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. And with the addition of common fractional spacers, you could do any setting in between. You could set the blade height in the same way. And since they're also machined precisely square, you could check to see that the blade is perfectly perpendicular to the table. They can be used to calibrate the cursor of the fence because you know exactly how wide they are. You can even use one as a reference block to make repeated cuts by merely adding 3 inches to your desired fence setting. Now the offcuts can pile up next to the blade without kicking back at you. And that's just the table saw. You can use them all over the shop, the drill press, the router table, the bandsaw, the joiner, you name it. Machinists have loved these things for generations, but when woodworkers discovered them, the Chinese took notice. So they focused not on its size or its shape, but on the holes, and that's where it gets messy. They looked for ways to change how the holes were made. The goal was to create a cheaper 123 block that the average woodworker would afford. And they came up with this, the same inexpensive version that has filled the pockets of many YouTubers with all those sweet kickback coins. Now, admittedly, these things work great for all the uses that I mentioned and more, but they have a dark secret, a flaw that is such an embarrassing manufacturing oversight that few YouTubers will even talk about it. I did manage to find one honest YouTuber that was willing to admit the fatal flaw. In fact, he made a warning video about it 3 years ago while everyone else was just raking in their hush money. It's very useful to connect 2 or more of these blocks together in various orientations to make precise custom jigs. That's why they're filled with holes. Some of the holes are threaded, others are without threads. Now you're supposed to be able to slip a bolt through one of these smooth holes and thread it into one of the threaded holes in the other block. But many 123 blocks that cost under $100 or more have a serious design flaw. During the manufacturing process, they bore all the holes to the same size. Then they thread half the holes. In theory, that sounds fine, but in actual practice, what you find is that the threaded portion on the end of the bolt will not pass through the unthreaded hole. Therefore, you can't use them as they were intended unless you find a workaround. Now, one solution is to get a large, expensive cobalt drill bit and try to painstakingly enlarge the unthreaded holes. It's not so easy considering this is very hard steel. And even if you did, inexpensive 123 blocks also suffer from another flaw. While the surfaces are ground nice and flat and square, the positions of the holes may be slightly off, enough that when you connect them together, the mating surfaces might not align perfectly flush. And enlarging the holes is likely to exacerbate that problem. Another solution is to use an undersized bolt that will easily pass through the holes and may be secured on the other side with a nut and washer. But now you have the bolt heads proud of the surface where they'll be in the way. So both of these solutions create more problems. One brave YouTuber standing up to Big Block. Brings a tear to your eye, doesn't it? But not only did he expose this international boondoggle for what it is, he offered an ingenious solution to the whole problem. But this solution fixes everything. This pod contains 3 pairs of screws that correspond to the same 1-2-3 ratio as the blocks. There's also 4 barrel nuts, 2 of which are threaded, and the other 2 have enlarged threadless holes. There's even an Allen key and a little screwdriver. So you have everything you need all in one handy place. Now here's how it works. Orient the blocks any way you like. I'm going to make a right angle jig that I can clamp to the drill press table. To do that, I need to run a screw through the hole in the end of the top block. So I select one of the longest screws. As I slip it into the hole at the end, I insert one of the threadless barrel nuts into the hole in the block's face so the screw can pass through it. It's easy to orient the nut because the slot on the end corresponds to the direction of the hole. If you need to tweak its position, that's what that little screwdriver's for. Next, I slip one of the threaded barrel nuts into the lower block where the end of my screw can thread into it. The Allen key tightens everything together. I usually like to use 2 screws to secure 2 blocks together evenly. There's extra room in the holes so I can be sure my surfaces are flush before I lock it together. Now I have a solid, very precise jig with nothing protruding above any of the surfaces. Of course, I can assemble these in any orientation I like just by using the shorter screws. It's really a simple idea that's made a lot more simple by having all the hardware and tools in one place where you need them. So, if you have a set of inexpensive 1-2-3 blocks that you love, like thousands of woodworkers all over the world, don't chuck them in the bin. You no longer have to live with the shame of useless undersized holes. I'll link to this inexpensive little kit below the video so you can grab one while they're still available, because I don't know how long they will be. Now, if you would like to become the shameless owner of some inexpensive but precise 1-2-3 blocks so you can see what all the hype's been about, I'm going to link to those too. In fact, I'm going to buy myself another set and a kit to go with them. Oh, and these aren't Amazon links. I'm sending you directly to the website of the guy who invented this solution. I get my kickback straight from the source. Now here's another good idea. The M-Power SBS sharpening station is an idea that was 4 years in the making, designed to provide everything you need right in one place so you can sharpen and strop your tools quickly and get right back to work. It begins with 3 diamond plates. There's 300, 600, and 1200 grit. After sharpening, you pop back on the magnetic stropping plates, which are color-coded to accept 3 levels of honing compound, including 1800, 2500, and 5000. When your tool's razor sharp, everything, including the compound sticks, the lapping fluid, it all goes back in the case. I like the simplicity of it. No more hunting around the shop for what you need. It is all in one place. In fact, I think it'll be just the thing to take with me when I travel. I like to carve when I'm on the road. If you're looking for a new system or a second one for working outside the shop, the M-Power SBS system is something you should at least take a look at.